Today's topic is about prenuptial agreements, or prenups. A contract is drawn up between two people who intend to get married, which sets out how assets will be divided in the event of divorce. But first let me explain something to the naysayers and doubting Thomases who believe that I, Thugtician, are some kind of anti-woman extremist, whose extremism mirrors that of feminists. Because I've seen my videos embedded on all kinds of blogs, websites and forums. People are talking about what we say here, and that's a good thing. It's probably as much as I can accomplish on the internet. But the opinions I've seen expressed about the issues we raise are mixed and generally fall into two categories. Those who appreciate what we do unreservedly, and those who are dismissive or even scornful of what we do. One remark that comes up time and time again goes roughly along the following lines. Thugtician is right, but I want to settle down and get married and have a family one day. After all, every player has to retire from the game sometime. Now when I see this kind of willful stupidity, I begin to see how feminists, manginas, single mothers and homosexuals have taken over this society. If you take the collective intelligence of those groups and compare it to the collective intelligence of the average, normal, healthy, heterosexual male, we find ourselves massively outgunned. I mean, just look at how successfully they mobilized against us on YouTube. But I understand why we're so ill-equipped to handle the onslaught against us. You see, today's generation of men is the first generation who do not have the protection of patriarchy. In the past, patriarchy did our thinking for us, and patriarchy protected us. It told us who we are. It told us our place and role in society. Patriarchy told us to marry and raise strong children to ensure our survival, and our children gave us something to make us loyal to our societies. Something that united us to defend our homes, our values, and our communities against any threat by any means necessary. Patriarchy teaches us that we are responsible for society's welfare, and that it is our duty as men to do society's most onerous tasks. And it rewarded us well for it by honoring us and acknowledging what we did. You see, patriarchy made the world make sense to men. But patriarchy no longer exists to protect and guide us. Today we have what I call the Alliance, an alliance of forces who still demand the same services that men have always provided, but offer men nothing but ruin in return. So these idiots who think I'm just giving them advice about game, or how to be a player, or how to stay out of trouble until they're ready to settle down with a nice wife and a nice house with a white picket fence and a dog, are beyond deluded. Listen, you moron, do you think all the issues I talk about will no longer be operative when you decide to settle down? That you'll be the one man in a society where single motherhood and divorce is more common than stable, happy marriage, to find a good woman and live happily ever after? That as long as you follow all the Dr. Filth guidelines on how to keep your woman happy, you'll be okay? Well, go ahead, player. Play yourself right into the lion's jaw. And I hope you'll take some comfort from my words when you're getting chewed up in the system, because that's who you're going to be having the most intimate relationship with, at your little wifey's instigation. Which brings me back to where we started, the prenup. Now in the simple rules video, I cautioned you not to make anyone pregnant and not to get married, especially if you are broke. Well, some of you are or will become very successful, and you'll have assets that you want to protect. You're probably thinking that you can protect your assets with a prenup. You're wrong again, and as usual, because a prenup has about as much legal force as a wet ash. The judge is not bound to uphold it, and he can impose whatever settlement he sees fit in complete disregard of the terms laid out in your costly prenuptial agreement. A prenup doesn't offer any legal protection because the judge is not bound by it. He will pretend to honor its stipulations but fuck you up in some other way. If a clause in the prenup says you keep the house and she moves out, for example, the judge will simply say you have to buy her another house. If the prenup says in the event of the dissolution of the marriage, the parties take away only those assets they each brought into the marriage, the judge will find a way to make it so that her sitting around all day, every day, freeloading off your labor, is what led to everything you've ever accomplished in your life, starting the day before you were born. Sorry. You fucker. Idiot. Which means what? You have to give her everything. Because what they're saying is, you wouldn't have shit if it wasn't for her. If there are children in the marriage, he'll simply set the child support so high that it has the same effect. The longer you're married, the more you are going to pay. No, Thugtician, you're wrong. You're wrong. I'm a good black man. I'm a good man. I respect women. I treat them well. Not like you. You're bitter. Ah! Oh, please. I could just see him now. I could just see him looking. I could just see him crying and wetting themselves and stroking their dicks, praying for it not to be true. Well, it is true, fool. Marriage is financial and emotional ruin. It's a bad deal. Please, use your mind. Avoid it. The marriage contract has become a license for the state to transfer wealth from men to women and to enrich the lawyers who've turned human misery into commerce. Men are the only truly productive force in this society, and the elites know this and fear it. The law is merely a tool for the ruling elites and their cohorts to rob, plunder, and disempower the ordinary man. So don't fall into the traps they set to chain you to their system. Marriage and children are the principal means they accomplish that. Make the system unworkable simply by opting out of it. And save yourself and protect yourself and live happily ever after. Leia.